Greetings from on the road to Luning. Well, you might be asking yourself at this point, where the heck is Luning and why the heck are we going there? Well, it's about halfway between Reno and Las Vegas. So if you've ever traveled on that road, you've probably passed it at one point or another. And the reason why we're going there is I was reading somewhere that it's actually one of the poorest towns in Nevada, America for that matter. So we're going to go investigate. So join me on our journey. As you travel through Nevada on these lonely roads, you're often going to come across a lot of small little towns, abandoned buildings, abandoned towns, historic sites. And a lot of times people just drive on past and they don't realize what's out there. So we're going to try to point out some of those things. Hopefully we'll come across some of them today. All right, the first stop on our adventure today along the way to Luning is a small town called Beatty, Nevada. Now, we'll do a future video about this place particularly, but what we're here right now, why we stopped right now, is we know there's a lot of jackasses, a lot of donkeys and mules, whatever you want to call them, burros, that wander about this town. So we're going to go out and kind of check some, see if we can find some. You ready to go play around with some mules?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go do it.
They're scary.
You're scary?
They're scary. No! No!
They're friendly. They're not going to bite you. He's going to give. Anishka's being mauled by the donkeys. See, they sense your fear. That's why they're coming all over you. The shady lady. So what do you think goes on in there, Princess?
Probably what goes on fans only and maybe something.
Okay. Want to stop?
No.
Okay. One of the things I really like about driving through remote parts of Nevada is all the eclectic and interesting spots you're going to pass along. So I would recommend that, you know, when you're doing that, just don't drive and pass these places. Stop and take a moment to kind of see what each little town has to offer. Each little town has its own story. The next up on our adventure is Goldfield, Nevada. It's kind of a ghost town. A lot has been written about this hotel. It's supposedly haunted. But this is what we call in the business as a teaser, because we're not actually going to spend any time here today. That'll be in a future video. I just found a place that's $5.59 a gallon premium, and I was excited about it. I can't believe I'm saying this. One of the things you really need to, be wary about when you're driving through Nevada is very remote, and you actually may go 100 to 200 miles before you see another gas station. So make sure you always, when you pull into these little towns, fill up for sure. So, we're pulling into Luning. It's been a long journey. Let's hope it was worth the drive. I'll check in here once we get stopped and we're walking about town. There she is in all her glory. There's the sign, Luning. We have arrived. Okay, well, we've arrived in Luning, and so far I would tell you the only thing that seems to be a point of interest in this town is a bathroom and a rest stop that's not working. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's go check this out over here. I believe this is the Long Branch Saloon. We're gonna take a closer look at that. That was open, I think, in 1880s, or 1860s, I should say, and closed in 1980s, so it's been closed a real long time. Anybody comes at us, we should have used this for the donkeys. So based on my research about this town, as far as being one of the poorest towns in America, according to the IRS, only 16 tax returns are filed each year on average. So there's not a lot of things going on here. Looks pretty poor to me. What do you think? So we're going to walk around a little bit more, see what else we can find. So the town is now called Luning, but years ago it was actually called Deep Wells. So I don't know why they changed the name, because to tell you the truth, the rebranding hasn't helped its image at all. So I'm taking a walk through town here. I actually see an old schoolhouse down this road here. So I couldn't imagine who would like live here with children. And I mean, that doesn't seem like much of a place to grow up at. All right, so. Just kind of get a pan around here, what I'm dealing with. So believe it or not, the population in this town is about 80 people. So it looks like I've run into some dogs. That dog. Hopefully his chain doesn't break loose. Alright. Probably Anna is scared. I don't know if she's back behind me there. Okay. Tell you what, when we head back in the other direction, we won't pass that. All right. So I've managed to find the town park. So this is it, in all its glory. Luning, Nevada, I love you. Not much goes into improving the roads here in this town. One of the things you don't plan for when you do these shoots is for the wind. You always hope for it to be a day where it's not windy, because I know the wind wreaks havoc on the microphone. It's not good for me, it's not good for the viewers. So we'll do our best. Actually, we did pass a town not too far away on our way into Luning. It's called Mina. Actually, Mina itself too is on the list of poorest towns in Nevada. So there's definitely nothing open in this town. Not even the bathroom at the rest stop was working, so how bad is that? So, but believe it or not, they actually have a post office. I wonder what the HOA fees are for this property. I would tell you, in Summerlin, Nevada, you would have gotten a notice by now about crap in your yard. Apparently here, that is not an issue. This appears to be like the main drag of Luning, downtown Luning. Very impressive. Very impressive. Alright, so we've been walking around Luning for a little bit. Believe it or not, we found the post office. I know, Anna, I know you love stopping at the post offices of these little towns. There you go. So what are your impressions of Luning so far?
Sad. I think a lot of ammonium cans.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that they cook something here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So let's get on.
right, so we're gonna get out of Luning. We're gonna head down the road to Mina, Nevada, which was also, like I was saying, on the list of poorest towns. So maybe we'll do a little comparison in which one is worse than the other. So, Anna, what do you say? We getting out of here?
Yeah, let's go.
We're now approaching Mina. I'm hoping our trip to Mina is a little bit more eventful than the one to Luning. So, we're both on the list of poorest towns in Nevada. Real close to each other on the list, so we're gonna, like I said, do a little comparison here and we'll report back to you as far as what we find. So here we go. Mina. One of the first things we've decided to check out is actually this roadside restaurant. It used to be something else. It was like Sirocco's or something like that. Anybody who's ever driven from Vegas to Reno has probably passed it, maybe had it. It was a burger joint back in those days, but now it's changed ownership. So we're gonna see how good it is. We're hungry pretty much. We'll probably eat anything at this point. So we'll report back, let you know how it's going. I'm gonna order 2 cheeseburgers, and a Coke.
One Coke?
Yeah, one Coke. Do you live here in Mina?
Yes.
So what do people do in Mina for laughs on a Friday night? Oh, there is a bar open. So that's about it, huh? Okay. Is that? It's a good, okay. I have to tell you, this burger is really good. So if you're ever running through Mina and you're hungry, stop at this little roadside stand. I think it's called La Casita. Worth the stop. So Mina stands for, it's actually Spanish for mine, so I would assume they did a lot of mining back in the day. And this town, not unlike the last town we were in, was actually a railroad station, a railroad stop, and they would take the, the materials from the mine onto the railroad into other places like Las Vegas and Salt Lake City. So pretty much both of these towns have the same function. I would say this town's a little bit better as far as infrastructure is concerned. I mean, at least there's some things that are open. You have a place to eat, a bar. We'll check that out later. Doing a little walkabout here in Mina here. At least this road is paved of some sort. But what I'm learning is the average income of a person here in Mina, Nevada is about $19,000 a year. So that's not a lot of money, especially in these times when gas is $6 a gallon. That's probably why there's no gas station here. You couldn't afford it. My goodness. So back behind me is your typical house here in Mina. I mean, I've seen some other places that are a little bit not as run down, but I'm seeing a lot of houses that look just like the one behind me here. I can tell you, nothing could be finer than being in Mina. I'm talking to the guy at the restaurant. He said about 150 people live here. Not really much to do. I mean, there is one bar. We'll go check it out here real quickly, and we'll see what's going on with that. So we were hoping to go to the bar and get a cold one. This is Beers and Frontiers, so obviously I was looking to get a beer. The Mina Club doesn't open probably for another hour, from what I understand, maybe 2 hours. So we're out of luck. What are you gonna do? So although the bar is closed, I learned my lesson from the last time we went to some town that was dry. And I actually got feedback from one of the viewers that he was disappointed that there was no beer in the video. So I have come prepared this time. And I do have a beer. It is called the Left Hand Brewing Company, 1265. It's a Pilsner. I don't really know a lot about that. But anyway, we're gonna to my viewers, so no one's disappointed. Cheers from Beers and Frontiers.